Periva Sharanam. Today we are going to learn the 31st sloka of Soundarya Lahari. There are a few points that you have to note down in your text before we go into the learning of the shloka for our easy learning. In certain texts of this sloka, we see that the second line, Sthitas Tattat Siddhi, is given as one full line. We are going to split it here as Sthitas Tattat Siddhi Prasava Paratantraihi Pashupatihi. Then, in the third line also, we might find that it is a very big line. So, we are going to split as Punastwan Nirbandhadakila and then Purusharthaika Gatana. Now, we will go to the learning of the shloka.
Chatushashtya Tantraihi Chatushashtya Tantraihi Chatushashtya Tantraihi Sakalamati Sandhaya Bhuvanam
Sakalamati Sandhaya Bhuvanam Sakalamati Sandhaya Bhuvanam
Sthitas Tattat Siddhi
Sthitas Tattat Siddhi Sthitas Tattat Siddhi
Prasava Paratantraih Pashupatihi
Prasava Paratantraih Pashupatihi
Punastwan Nirbandhadakhila
Punastwan Nirbandhadakhila Punastwan Nirbandhadakhila
Purusharthaika Ghatana
Purusharthaika Ghatana Purusharthaika Ghatana
Swatantram te tantram
Swatantram te tantram Swatantram te tantram
Kshititalamavati taradidam
Kshititalamavati taradidam Kshititalamavati taradidam
Shashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam
Chatushashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam Chatushashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam
Sthitas tattat siddhi Prasava paratantraih pashupatihi
Sthitas tattat siddhi Prasava paratantraih pashupatihi Sthitas tattat siddhi Prasava paratantraih pashupatihi
Punastwan nirbandhadakhila Purusharthaika Ghatana
Punastwan nirbandhadakhila Purusharthaika Ghatana Punastwan nirbandhadakhila Purusharthaika Ghatana
Swatantram te tantram Kshititalamavati taradidam
Swatantram te tantram Kshititalamavati taradidam Swatantram te tantram Kshititalamavati taradidam
Chatushashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam Sthitas tattat siddhi Prasava paratantraih pashupatihi
Chatushashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam Sthitas tattat siddhi Prasava paratantraih pashupatihi Chatushashtya tantraihi Sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam स्थितस्तत्तत्सिद्धि प्रसवपरतन्त्रैः पशुपतिः
पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम्
पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम् पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम्
चतुष्षष्ट्या तन्त्रैः सकलमतिसन्धाय भुवनम् स्थितस्तत्तत्सिद्धि प्रसवपरतन्त्रैः पशुपतिः पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम्
चतुष्षष्ट्या तन्त्रैः सकलमतिसन्धाय भुवनम् स्थितस्तत्तत्सिद्धि प्रसवपरतन्त्रैः पशुपतिः
पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल
पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम् चतुष्षष्ट्या तन्त्रैः सकलमतिसन्धाय भुवनम् स्थितस्तत्तत्सिद्धि प्रसवपरतन्त्रैः पशुपतिः पुनस्त्वन्निर्बन्धादखिल पुरुषार्थैकघटना स्वतन्त्रं ते तन्त्रं क्षितितलमवातीतरदिदम्.
We will see the meaning of the shloka now. When we describe about the relationship of Ambal and Parameshwara, there are various aspects to it. Here in this shloka, Acharya has dealt on one particular aspect of this relationship, which is Guru-Sishya relationship. That is, Ambal is being the Sishya and Parameshwara being her Guru. And that is what is told in this shloka. Our Periyava explains about this relationship very beautifully in the 6th volume of Deivathin Kural. We will now go into the line-by-line meaning of the shlokas first and then go into what Periyava has told about the shloka later. Chatushashtya tantraihi. Chatuhu means 4. Shashtya, Shashti means 6. So 60. Tantraihi. It means a discipline or a particular segment. We can also mention it as department. Chatushashtya Tantraihi means 64 types of disciplines. So, 64 types of spiritual discipline. The next word is Sakalamati Sandhaya Bhuvanam. It is split as Sakalam Ati Sandhaya Bhuvanam. Sakalam and Bhuvanam, we can combine it together and we can get the meaning as all the worlds. Bhuvanam is world. So, Sakalam means all. Sakalam Bhuvanam, all the world. Ati Sandhaya means you make a person trust you so much and then finally you deceive that person. That is Ati Sandhaya. Who is doing that? That is coming in the second line. He has described who is doing this deceiving is given in the second line. But the first line now means that Chatushashtya Tantraihi Sakala Mati Sandhaya Bhuvanam. with all this 64 types of spiritual disciplines, this person is deceiving all the worlds. You can see that Acharya is opening this shloka with a complaint only, that someone is deceiving all the worlds with these 64 types of tantras. Now we will go to the second line and find out who is deceiving us. Sthitas tattat siddhif prasava paratantraif pashupatihi. The first words are sthitas tattat. Here it is split as sthitaha tattat. Sthitaha means to be seated nicely, to be present there nicely. Tattat, it means in that particular thing, or in that each item individually. The next word is siddhi prasava. Siddhi means some powers. Prasava means to produce, to generate. In Tamil, for delivering a baby, we call it as prasavam. In the same way, here, creating or generating a power or capable of producing a power. Next is paratantraihi pashupatihi. Paratantraihi means such tantras. Pashupatihi. Pashupati is Lord Shiva. Now we will understand what this line actually means fully. In the previous line, we had told that there are 64 tantras that was given by someone. Who is that someone here? That is given in the second line. That is Pashupati or Lord Shiva. So he has given these 64 tantras. What are they capable of doing? Those tantras are capable of creating or generating or producing a siddhi. That is a particular power. Tantram is also a word that is commonly used in Tamil language, and it means some kind of deceiving act. Acharya, though here signifies only the tantram or the practices or particular procedures, we can also say that here he is also trying to say that Lord Parameshwara has tactically deceived us by giving these 64 tantras which can produce specific types of siddhis or powers, and he is sitting happily saying that these 64 tantras itself will give everything that all of us will need, because each one will have a specific purpose and requirement, and he has given all that is required, all the procedures that are required in these tantrams to attain that siddhi. And these people, the worldly people, will get all that is required by using these 64 tantras, and he is sitting quietly. A few words that we have to understand here, and we use it very commonly. That is agamas. Agamas are actually the procedures of worshipping Lord Shiva. For Vishnu, it is samhitas. And if it says tantram, then it means for Ambal or for Shakti Upasana. Here we see that Acharya says Parameshwara has given 64 types of tantras, which means these are tantras that are related to Ambal's worship. But how can we say that Parameshwara has deceived us very tactically? Because he has given these 64 tantras which will give powers. With this, we will get very much greedy and we will go and do all these sadhanas to get these powers. And these powers will give you certain things which you can never imagine, like walking on water. Your house will be filled with a lot of gold. Some material things and all you will get. But actually, what we require, that is the way to attain moksha. That is what he should have given. But he very tactfully gives us all the things that is materially achievable to us with these 64 tantras. And by following them properly, the procedures given in those tantras properly, we will be able to achieve those material things also. But actually what we require is a way to moksha. That is what he should have given us. Instead of giving that way, Parameshwara has given these 64 tantras and he is sitting very happily. That is why in the second line he is saying sthitaha. He is sitting happily. Why he is sitting happily? He has given tattat siddhi prasa paratantraif pashupatihi. That siddhis that you can attain through the procedures of those 64 tantras. As usual, we can see that Acharya has specifically used the word Pashupatihi here to specify Lord Shiva. What does Pashupati means? Pashu is all living things or all human beings here. Patihi means the ruler or the one who is the king of all these living things. Acharya has used this word specifically in this shloka in connection with the context here because here Parameshwara is the Lord of we all normal human beings. And what these normal human beings we require? We will first only go to all these materialistic powers that we require, like maybe wanting more wealth, wanting some extra powers to showcase that we are very powerful. Some people will say, I will be able to read your mind, you without saying anything, just have to look at you. Some people may say, I can even make you faint just by looking at you or mesmerize you. You will listen to me, whatever I say. All that kind of powers, they will be attracted only to that. Normal people will want only those kind of powers to showcase that they are very powerful or they are very wealthy and they want to get whatever they want. So, we are all in that stage only. We are not in that stage where we say we don't want all these things, we want something higher. So, we are also considered to that stage of animals like Pashus. One who is taking care of these Pashus is Pashupati. That is why Acharya has used this word here. Because he has given those 64 tantras that will be required to fulfill all your wants or all that you desire. Here, how can we say that he is deceiving us? Because that is what we want, we desire. He has also given those 64 tantras and he is quite happy, sitting happily. But why is Acharya making a complaint saying that he is deceiving? That is given in the next two lines. Now we will go to the third line. Punastvan nirbandhada kila purusharthaika ghatana. The first word punastvan nirbandhada kila can be split as punaha tvat nirbandhat akila. This is what becomes punastvan nirbandhadakila. Punaha means but. Tvat nirbandhat. Nirbandhat means to compel someone. Tvat. Tvam means you. Tvat because of you or by you or by your compulsion. Akhila. The meaning of this we will see it with the next word which is Purusharthaika Ghatana. This Purusharthaika Ghatana is split as Purushartha Eka Ghatana. So Akhila Purushartha means the principal objectives of life. There are 4 principal objectives of life given by our Shastras, which is Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksham. So these principal objectives or the main objectives of anyone's life in this world. Eka ghatana, that is to bring together as one or putting together everything together. Now we will see what this line actually means. Acharya says Pashupatihi or Parameshwara is sitting very happily after giving only those 64 tantras which are required for the material world to us. And he is deceiving us because he has given only those. But because of your compulsion, all the principal objectives of life, which includes dharma, artha, kama, moksham, is all put as one. And what happens? That is in the next line. Swatantram te tantram kshititalam avatitaradidam. Swatantram means independent. What do we call our Independence Day? Swatantrata Divas. The same Swatantram, which means independent. Te Tantram. Te means your. We say Namaste. Namaha Te. Namaskaram to you. So who is he referring here? It is Ambal. He has been referring her in the whole of all the slokas as if he is standing directly and speaking to her. The third line also, he is speaking of her compulsion only. But because of your compulsion, which is the compulsion of Ambal on Pashupati. Just like any other wife compelling her husband for something, Ambal is also compelling her husband for something. What is that? A tantram which brings together all the principal objectives of life, that is dharma, artha, kama, moksham, which is swatantram, te tantram, your independent or yours only tantram. All the other 64 tantras has a specific purpose and you will have to do all these 64 tantras in order to attain each one of the power. But here, this tantram of yours or Ambal's tantram, it is comprising of everything. You do only this tantram, you get everything. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha, including moksha, which is something very higher to everything else, which you will not get with this 64 tantras. You cannot achieve moksha with these 64 tantras, but with Ambal's tantram, which is actually what? Sri Vidya tantram, you can even achieve moksha. All that you desire is anyway you are going to get. If you desire something, you are going to get. But apart from that, you will also get moksha if you desire that. So she is the one who has compelled Parameshwara to give this tantram of hers, which is supposed to give all the purusharthas. And why has she compelled Parameshwara? Because she is the mother to everyone here. The mother of every living thing in this world is Ambal. So how can she deny that to her children? That is why she has, with so much of karuna, has compelled Parameshwara, who was trying to deceive us with all the material things that can help you do miracles, to be very precise. Instead of all that, she has compelled her husband to give or to impart the knowledge of her tantram, which is the Sri Vidya Upasana, which gives all the things that is required by mankind. That is why Acharya gives Svatantram, Te Tantram. The next word is Kshititalam. Kshititalam means the surface of this earth. The next word is Avatitaradidam, which is split as Avatitarat idam. Avatitarat means to bring it down. That is, from Parameshvara, it has come to this surface of earth. It has descended down to the surface of earth. And idam is actually this. So it has to be connected with te tantram. Idam te tantram. This, your tantra. So what does Acharya say here is, this Sri Vidya Tantram, which is supposed to give everything in life, including moksha, is compelled by you to be given by Parameshvara to us, so that we children are able to achieve and attain this path of moksha as well. It is only because of you that Parameshvara has given this tantram of yours to earth. Now we will see the explanation that has been given by Maha Periva in Deivathin Kural, 6th volume. The relationship between Shiva and Ambal is that of between Guru and Sishya. Shiva is the Guru and Ambal is the disciple. He teaches her the ways of worship known as Agamas, the Tantras and the Samhitas. She is Jnanambika herself, the goddess of Jnana, but it is to proclaim to the world the importance of Vidya or learning, to make known that her husband is her Guru to a woman, that she receives instructions from Shiva. There are said to be 64 tantras. The subject is not mentioned in a direct manner. Stating everything in a novel way is a speciality of Soundarya Lahari. The Acharya speaks thus, addressing Ambal. The Swami taught all the 64 tantras and afterwards he kept silent. You saw it and thought to yourself, how is that after teaching our children all the 64 tantras, each yielding a particular fruit, he has not instructed them in the tantra of Sri Vidyopasana, the Samayachara tantra, which yields all fruits including dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Though they do bring benefits in the spheres of dharma, artha, kama and moksha, its chief value is that it translates all external puja into inward worship and paves the way of the devotees to self-realization by making the inner organs or antakkaranas absorbed in the Atma. He has locked up the Tantra without revealing it to children, that is all of us, and sealed his mouth himself. How unjust is it? Then she compelled Shiva to teach their children her Tantras. He uses the word nirbandha, where nirbandhadakila purusharthaika gatana. Ambal compelled Shiva to teach the Sri Vidya Tantra. Shiva, who had remained rooted in his own state of Brahman, was drawn into sport by Ambal. And then he was deeply involved in it. No other entity had been so still as he had been, and now he executes a dance that makes the whole cosmos vibrate, tremble. It is the dance of joy. It is the Panchakritya Paramananda Tandava. The Samhara Tandava, that is the dance of destruction, is different. It is also a dance to which the Maha Parashakti is mere a witness. There are 7 types of dance, Ajaba, Kukutu and so on. Apart from these, there are 9 other types called Navatandava, dances of great vigor and power, almost uproarious. In addition, there are many other sports of his, that is, wandering as a merchant, Bhikshatana, the burning of the Tripurasuras, that is Tripuradahana. For the 64 kinds of sport, he manifests himself in 64 aspects. In the city of Madurai alone, he has shown himself engaged in those 64 kinds of sports. He indulges in all these sports, and without allowing people to become freed from their own sport, from the dualistic world and advance to the state of liberation, he stops with teaching the 64 tantras that yield varied benefits, but not final release. It was then that, in her supreme compassion, the mother said to Parameshwara, "Keep dancing, Swami, but can my children do the same? Even if they are made to dance, you must make their dance, that is, all their worldly activities, a way to the undoing of their karma and an aid to the purification of their consciousness. And then you must lead them to the path of jnana and open to them the gateway to my worship, which will in the end make them still and quiet." The Mahaswami raises his voice and speaks the words of Ambal. "Will you do that? I will not leave you without you doing that." Thus, she compelled her husband to teach the world the Sri Vidya Tantra. He had kept it under lock and key, so to speak, because he was reluctant to impart such a great power as Ambal Tantra to an unregenerate world. But because of Ambal's persistence, he had no choice but to teach the world that Tantra also. Though this is a discipline that deals with her own worship, she did not want to reveal it to the world herself and wanted her husband and Guru to do it. She showed her pativrata dharma and devotion as a wife and disciple, but in her anxiety that all of us, that is her children, must obtain that supreme means of liberation, she departed from her duty as a pativrata and disciple and used her compulsion to make her husband reveal the Tantra to the world. Here, she demonstrates that above her duty as wife and disciple, it is her affection as a mother for her children. These are the words of Maha Periva in Deivathin Kural, Volume 6. We can see that Periva, being the reincarnation of Adi Shankaracharya, has given the context with which Adi Shankaracharya has written this shloka. Now let us finish by saying the shloka once fully. Chatushashtya tantraihi sakalamati sandhaya bhuvanam sthitastattat siddhif prasava paratantraif pashupatihi punastvan nirbandhadakhila purusharthaika ghatana swatantram te tantram kshititalam avatita radidam. Periva Sharanam.